Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin on the hourly. Look at that consistent pattern. We've been trading sideways now for several hours since Thursday. And so are we going to see a little breakout? What's going on? What's going on, right? What's going on? XRP here on the hourly. Same kind of pattern here. Essentially just trading sideways. But guys, ultimately, this upward momentum is looking fairly good. If you look at the trend from March 1st, okay, all the way till now, we're still making upward momentum. Okay, higher highs, right? Higher highs, higher lows. It's looking all good. After this dip back here in late February, we're getting a little worried, I think. Some people were at least, but this is part of the market flow, people. Ups and downs, ups and downs. And on the daily, right, we gotta still make our way back up. And we know crypto moves fairly fast. When it moves, it moves. And in the blink of an eye, we can see gains in the magnitude of hundreds of percentage points. I saw this from the Daily HODL. $1.4 billion in Bitcoin on the move as Ripple sends $10 million in XRP to co-founder Jeb McCaleb. So this just from Whale Alert, that Twitter handle at whale_alert, that lets us know when there are big movements in the crypto space. Some are speculating that the Bitcoin move could be a whale, potentially ready to cash out and thus bringing the market down with him. Some saying that it could just be a crypto exchange transferring a lot of Bitcoin from one wallet to another. And Ripple, of course, sending 41 million XRP worth $10 million to the company's co-founder, Jeb McCaleb, on Friday. The transfer is part of a settlement brokered between Ripple and McCaleb in 2016 that allows McCaleb to sell portions of his XRP holdings on a weekly basis. Things are status quo. Nothing unusual happening there. Bitcoin now qualified as legal form of money by French authorities. This is big for France. As reported by L'Echo, Bitcoin now has the official status of money in France. BTC was acknowledged by the court in a decision regarding cryptocurrencies in late February, but was only made public now. Les Echos now expects this decision to improve the situation with Bitcoin transactions and boost BTC liquidity. The aforementioned verdict was made by the commercial court of Nanterre. BTC was acknowledged to be a fungible, intangible asset similar to fiat currency. So that's very interesting. XRP Crypto Wolf pointed this out with regards to France's central bank, just keeping with this France cryptocurrency Bitcoin story here. France's central bank published a new PDF paper today, and it displayed a chart specifically for comparing the volatility of stablecoins, cryptocurrencies, and other assets like the Nasdaq Gold, the S&P 500, Paxos Standard, True USD, Tether, Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin. So there's a link here. If you guys want to go to the full link, it is in the tweet. I will post the tweet in the description. But here's a screen grab here showing you the different volatility rates, or rather percentages, comparatively. So this is a comparative volatility of stablecoins and other assets. We got Ether, Ripple, which I know they mean XRP, Bitcoin here, and then we've got the Nasdaq Gold, S&P 500, Paxos Standard, True USD, Tether. So you can see volatility in cryptocurrencies a lot higher than some of these other traditional types of investments. And so they just released that today, probably because this decision was just recently made. And so they need to kind of now be responsible for their people's investments and educate them on the possibilities of investing in different types of investments and the volatility associated with that. That all said, though, another step in the right direction for cryptocurrency adoption, right? Governments of the world realizing that this is an investment vehicle and we're going to let our people be able to invest and be able to thrive. And this is great because it is like another stock market in a way, right? If we give the go ahead, people can dump money in, prices of many cryptocurrencies will rise, and people will stand to make some money. Now, this is great for us because we got in it super early. So we are going to see the prices rise for so many different reasons. We're looking at real world utility. We're looking at the spec market right now as it is. But even this is really good because the spec market will eventually transform into a real sophisticated market at some point. People will find value in certain coins. People will dump money into certain coins. People will decide where they want to invest their money, and this will look a lot different, okay? I got CoinMarketCap up here right now, and right now the market cap is 263.6 billion, give or take. But if more countries are doing what France is doing and really kind of, taking down the red tape and allowing customers, or rather people of the country, to To invest on this in a larger scale, we're going to see a lot more institutional investment, which means a lot more money, and we could see this number go into the trillions. That's good because essentially overall the entire market will pump, but then we'll get rid of some of these scam coins as well, because with a regulated market comes very, very strict regulations with regards to who is a registered cryptocurrency, if you should be listed, yes or no. And I'm sure there'll be rules like if, on the S&P 500, if there is a stock that trades under $1 for 12 months, I think it gets delisted from certain exchanges. S&P, NYSE, the NASDAQ, maybe all of them. I'm not entirely sure. So there are going to be rules with this. And, if most of these coins get delisted, because quite frankly, we know, not all 5,167 coins are legitimate. We know that there are certain coins that will solve problems, certain coins that have teams behind them, certain coins that will thrive in the future, and most coins just will not. And so when the time comes to delist, I can't wait for that big delisting spree, because once that time comes, the money that has gone into these other crap coins, right? Cryptocurrencies that were created out of thin air for no purpose other than to raise money for probably a scam company, that money's going to have to flow somewhere, and chances are it will go into other cryptocurrencies that are more established, that solve real world problems. Hence, we'll start to see the prices of, let's call it Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, maybe a couple of others start to balloon. So amazing news for the space. And guys, MoneyGram, we've talked about MoneyGram in the past. I saw this on the Ripple Reddit, not Rippled, the Ripple Reddit. MoneyGram does hold XRP per the latest 10K filing. So this posted by user named X-Ray Romeo Papa on Reddit. In June 2019, we entered into a commercial agreement with Ripple to utilize Ripple's ODL platform, formerly known as XRapid, as well as XRP to facilitate cross-border non-US dollar exchange settlements. The company is compensated by Ripple in XRP. That's highlighted. For developing and bringing liquidity to foreign exchange markets, facilitated by the ODL platform, and providing a reliable level of foreign exchange trading activity. We refer to this compensation as market development fees. The company accounts for the XRP received as an indefinite-lived intangible asset. Indefinite-lived intangible asset, just to bring that up here because that's quite a complicated financial term, and some of you might not know what that is. These are assets where there is no legal, regulatory, contractual, or economic factors that could limit the economic life, the useful life, to a company. And so I'll link that definition there if you guys want to go back to it as well. I thought that was kind of funny because just by coincidence, back to this French Bitcoin thing, fungible intangible asset, similar to a fiat currency, just noticed that as a separate point. So let's go back to this. The company accounts for the XRP received as an indefinite-lived intangible asset, which is measured based on the fair market value of the XRP. Any future liquidation of such indefinite-lived intangible assets will result in capital gains or losses and will be recorded in occupancy, equipment, and supplies in the consolidated statement of operations. MoneyGram will recognize the XRP fees received from Ripple as a vendor consideration, which will be presented as an offset to costs incurred to the vendor in transaction and operation support in the consolidated statement of operations. All activity related to the Ripple commercial agreement, including purchases of sales of XRP and consideration received in XRP, will be presented as part of operating activities in the consolidated statement of cash flows. Per the term of the commercial agreement, the company does not pay fees to Ripple for its usage of the ODL platform, and there are no clawback or refund provisions. Related party transactions are not necessarily indicative of an arm's length transaction or comparable to a transaction that had been entered into with independent parties. So very interesting. We're learning a little more about this. I don't know if you guys had seen that before. And Mike Nard77 here on Reddit posted this. Well, not the same as Bob's patent. MGI may be the first we see being compensated through the general idea of incentivizing the market to make the fiat to XRP to fiat path cheaper than fiat to fiat. And so this from Bob Way, and I know this was from about a year ago now, so I just wanted to reiterate this. This is how market makers will make money, guys. If you don't understand it, you have to think of it as this. If the market maker facilitates a $1,000 payment on the fiat path, they can make $1 profit on the transactions. But if they did the same on the fiat XRP fiat path, they could make less, say 96 cents profit, so they'd rather do the more profitable path instead. But that doesn't help XRP because the path completely ignores XRP. So your stack of XRP and Ripple's reserve of XRP doesn't benefit at all. So if you think, what happens if we give the market maker an additional 5 cents, an incentive in other words, if they complete the above transaction via the XRP path? Now we have a $1,000 payment flowing through XRP that normally would have, and it only costs us a nickel to make that happen. The market maker nets $1.01, so he is happier as well. Note, 96 cents of the market maker's profits come from the payment, 5 cents from the incentive. But now look at what happened to the market makers on the alternative fiat to fiat path. They made zero profit because the payment bypassed them. If they keep making markets along the fiat path, they are going to lose more and more business to the bridge path. So at some point, they need to buy their own XRP to get into the game. That puts upward pressure on XRP's price. So this from Bob Way, guys. Here's the example, market maker example, fiat to fiat, charges $1 profit, bypasses XRP. We heard about that. But if you go fiat, XRP, fiat, you charge less profit, 96 cents, but you incentivize the market maker. This will give more people incentive to make markets. So at 96 cents, the original cost, plus the 5 cents, the incentive to the market maker, and that's what's key, the incentive. The market maker now nets $1.01. And guys, this is just a really simple example. When you start using this on larger scales, the numbers get larger and larger. So the market maker is making $1.01 net versus nothing via the fiat to fiat path. And all this relies on volume in a lot of ways. What Bob Way writes down here is really the quintessential point to this. If they keep making markets along the fiat to fiat path, they are going to lose more and more business to the bridge path. And that's the point. With the bridge path, we're seeing it happen easier, more effectively, and we have market makers, we have incentive to market makers to make markets. So the fiat to fiat path is slowly going to dry up, and they won't have the volume of business because the way they're conducting business is slow and just really uncompetitive. So what they're going to have to do is buy their own XRP to get back in the game. And guys, this is what's going to put upward pressure on the price. Just one of the ways we're going to see upward pressure on the price. So I hope that explains some of the questions you might have about market makers being incentivized and trading their XRP to make markets once we see sweeping cryptocurrency regulation. For now, guys, though, we're at the mercy of Bitcoin. Let's keep rooting for Bitcoin to go higher because then we'll see XRP prices follow as a result. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to be eligible for the Ledger Nano X giveaway. Guys, I'm giving one away on March 16th. We have already reached the 30,000 subscribers, but you have to be subscribed to be eligible. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.